of emotion.
Well,
Don't miss out on any upcoming Colorado Yards games. Visit us online or at the ticket booth for more information. All for one. Just a reminder, folks, to make sure you be here for our figurine giveaway. Today we got a figurine of our spirit mascot, Mundo.
Make sure to pick up your official NBA programs. Get player stats, live schedules, and read interviews with the NBA players. Programs are located at all entrances to the stadium.
We come to you tonight from the shores of Lake Erie as the streets of downtown Cleveland, Ohio are alive with activity. It's the Timberwolves, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA. On 2K Sport. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Well, guys, it's hard to remember now, but Kevin Love didn't enter the league as a three-point shooter. Yet it's become a cornerstone of his game. And coaches have told him if you're a big man and you can shoot it out there, you're a valuable commodity. Kevin, he has listened, and he is indeed valuable.
Well, in this game today, it's all about court spacing, DA.
It's skill development, it's strength, it's conditioning, it's nutrition. There's so many things that go into a role player starting to become more assertive and more involved.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Minnesota, Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Rose is out there with AI, and it's Covington in at the small forward. And the basket by Rose.
Well, Rose, with energy and effort, can still beat you in transition.
Sexton kicks to Thompson. Passes to Osman. And a miss there on the triple. Last game for the Cavaliers, it was a loss to the Rockets. Fires from 18. Out to AI. Second chance shot. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. AI's got his second bucket of the night. AI's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Thompson outside. Pass to Love. Cleveland moving it around. Smith with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Here's Osman. Last time, 14 points for him. Clock is at 3. Smith. It's rebounded by Towns for Minnesota. They've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. AI right side. And no good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Well, that was an absolute beatdown. And you hope that they learn and move on from it.
Banked in off the glass. AI's got 6.
Well, you can see he's feeling it right now. Shots dropping from all over the place this quarter.
Smith the pass to Thompson. He kicks to Sexton. Launches it. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2.
1 for 4 right now. A little sluggish coming out of the gate.
Now, here's AI. T right on him. Second shot opportunity, and they pick up 2. He's got 8.
I'll tell you, you're not going to find a much more confident basketball player. He always believes the points are going to come.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Love kicks to Sexton. With the teardrop, puts up a 3. The rebound by Gibson.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Good.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Here's the pass to Osman. First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Love. Sinks the 15-footer.
And I think this is what makes Kevin Love such a tough matchup. His ability to score from anywhere on the floor.
Shot from the wing. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
Really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
You know, sometimes it's about gang rebounding, making sure everyone's in on the responsibility to board it. Let's see if it's more of a group effort tonight.
And have to defend better in the paint. They just let him set up way too deep.
Right, Greg. You've got to push him off the box because once he's got that deep low post position, turn the lights off.
Goes up to the stripe. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves becoming one of the premier offensive teams in the league. They have a huge advantage in free throw attempts and limiting turnovers. 2 things that have really set this group apart.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And Doris, you look at the Wolves offense. Have they matched out how good they can be?
I think one area they have to look at is in this age of the three-pointer, they were one of the league's lowest in three-point attempts. To me, they've got to boost that number, and I think they also need to look to attack in transition. They've certainly got enough weapons.
Free throw line jump shot. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding. Well, it looks like he's going to get the easy 2 points, but the defense recovers just in time to affect it.
Smith the pass to Sexton. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. A brief moment here to recognize a player that's really been getting it done. He's earned the Player of the Week in the Western Conference.
And you just look at the point totals that he has posted up during that time frame. Just some unreal numbers. Hard to argue with him as the pick when he is just putting up huge stats on offense and carrying this team with his scoring ability. The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Love inside, defended by Gibson. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
You know, guys, when you think about Kevin Love, you have to think about all of the attributes he gives you on the offensive end. He's a knockdown shooter, can hit from anywhere on the floor, but he still knows how to go body to body inside and get an easy bucket, and all of that is critical to what they do.
Here's AI. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Now, here's Sexton. He's guarded by AI. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Trying to get open is Thompson. Love, no good. Timberwolves leading by 13. To the inside, Gibson. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, Taj Gibson is a big-time power player. This guy remarkable at getting hit and able to finish nonetheless. Well, Taj Gibson is playing a career high in minutes with the Timberwolves. This guy is in his early 30s. He's kept himself in unbelievable physical shape every single year. He's now healthy. And I'll say this, Taj Gibson is one of those guys you want in the trenches with you. You know what you're going to get on a night-by-night basis.
One shot.
That's good from Gibson.
Oh, my God.
And, Doris, you were talking about the responsibility for Taj Gibson with the Wolves. Coach Thibodeau bringing in the seasoned veterans to complement the young talent.
Well, Kevin, Taj Gibson is exactly... Oh, gentlemen. Woo! My goodness, step back.
That was incredible. And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Pass to Sexton. Can they get it? Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
And it's Wiggins missing.
Now, great look on that. Just a little. Out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Got to make these shots right now.
And it's blocked. Here's AI. Great pass to set up the lay-in. AI's got 18 points.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
To the paint, here's Love. No good, shot missing. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort.
Timeout.
The defense
Timeout.
was nowhere
Start it.
to be found, and it cost them all night long.
For the Cavaliers, John Henson comes in for Kevin Love. And Knight subbed in for Smith. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Charge is checked in, and the Cavaliers call time here. A lot of guys can take over a game, Doris, at a moment's notice. You snap of your finger. In your mind, who goes, that quickly into that zone and takes over like that.
I'll tell you this, the guy who comes first to my mind is Klay Thompson. I mean, what we've seen this guy achieve in a 12-minute quarter and the speed with which the ball from the touch of his fingertips to the release is incredible. Damian Lillard, another guy, doesn't get it off quite as fast as Klay, but can put 20, 30 in a quarter in a heartbeat. Guys like Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, when they start cooking, boy, you better step out that kitchen because you're going to be in trouble, Kevin.
You are. Well said. Out left to the wing. Now, here's Sexton. He's guarded by AI. And stolen by AI. Here's Dang. Wiggins dishes to Dang. AI kicks to Zhang. AI right side. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And it's early, but obviously you've got to like the dominance down low. They're simply bullying the other team right now.
Outside Knight. Clock at 6. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Dang. AI with it. Guarded now by Sexton. A nice shot by AI.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Knight passes to Sexton. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Sexton's got his second bucket of the night.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Down low. And slam dunk by Sharich.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing the lead early in this one.
Knight kicks to Sexton. Back to Knight. To the middle. Makes it off the glass. Sexton's got 7 points in the game.
You know, not bashful about positioning himself inside. Sexton knows he has what it takes to score from there.
AI can't hit.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Got a piece of it. Knight against Wiggins. Knight kicks to Sexton. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Wiggins with the ball. AI dishes to Zhang. Feeds to Wiggins. Timberwolves passing it around. AI in the post. Working on Henson. And so Knight will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pass to Henson. Nance against Sharich. The open look here for Sexton. Off target from three-point range.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Wiggins, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
Andrew Wiggins simply skies to finish that shot.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Over in the corner, Osman. Back to Henson. The rebound by Zhang.
Boy, not enough spring in his step on the way to the cup. He actually short arms that layup.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive effort.
Here is Nance. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Knight finds Henson. And the layup's good off the glass.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, down low, it's Dang and Towns. AI is out there with Wiggins, and it's Dang in at the small forward position. Here's Knight. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got 8 rebounds in this game.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Outside Knight. Pass to Osman. Back to Knight. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
We're talking about one of the more dangerous long-range shooters in the game. Knight knows he's got talent and not afraid to show it.
AI passes to Towns. Back to AI. Kicks to Jang. And the pass to AI. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Wiggins. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got his 6th assist on the night.
Well, the superb concentration on display from Andrew Wiggins. Defender in his grill, no problem.
Knight finds Henson. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
AI outside. Pass to Jang. Back to AI. Elbow shot is on the way. Here's Towns. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Towns has got his 2nd basket.
Well, there's a willingness to mix it up on the glass, and that's a big plus for Karl Anthony Towns.
Outside Knight. Oh, Nance in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
For the very definition of a high flyer, Larry Nance, my goodness.
Goes up to the stripe. That one wide left. Cleveland's gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Smith kicks to Knight. And he gets the bucket. Knight's got 9 points in the quarter.
Oh, guys, Knight has that wiry, crafty way of getting his points inside.
AI outside. A floater. Some solid defense from Knight.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
Smith the pass to Knight. Got a piece of it. AI outside. He feeds it to Wiggins. On the wing, Dang. AI up top. Drilled it right as the clock hit all zeros.
Wow, what a clutch shot. He's got nerves of steel.
Woo! Got separation, lined it up perfectly, and put it right in their eye.
And so it's Minnesota rolling along with...
Well, you've been off to a really great start, especially in your first season. At what point do you start thinking about Rookie of the Year?
Well, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it. I mean, that'd be amazing. But more importantly, DA, my teammates have made things so easy for me. You know, they supported me, made me feel like I was part of this team since day one. You know, and I really wouldn't have gotten out of this kind of start if it wasn't for them. So, you know, they're the real ones.
Well, we've heard people talk about selflessness with you, and now we see it in action. Guys?
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from AI.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. a scoring machine here in that first half.
And it's mattered not, Greg, whether he's been spotting up or creating for himself. He was unstoppable, and you hope it carries over to the second half.
Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Smith and Osman are the wings. And it's Sexton in at the point. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Doris, when you talk about coach, aside from wins and losses, how can you gauge if a coach is doing a good job?
Well, you make a great point, Kevin, because if an organization is in a rebuild situation, then winning is almost impossible because you're outgunned and outmanned every single night. So to evaluate those coaches, here are the things I would look at. One, are you maximizing the talent at your disposal? Are your player development skills at such a degree that you're seeing incremental improvement from the guys on your roster? And then ultimately, Kevin, are guys playing hard? Are they competitive every night? Even if the wins don't necessarily show in the box score and at the end of the regular season, the reality is, are you playing hard? Are you competitive?
And that's one of those guys who just tends to live at the line. Sexton's working hard to improve his consistency there.
Good on the bucket.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I'll tell you, if you don't box out well, expect to get burned. You can't. Oh, he did not.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rattler.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Smith kicks to Sexton. Fires from deep. Minnesota with the rebound.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. The Timberwolves, number 1.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Love right side. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Out to Smith. Lets it fly. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
Well, an 0 for 3 start to the second half. They're going to have to start tightening things up on the offensive end.
And Love's got the ball here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them.
Boy, they can't buy one right now. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
Pulls it from the elbow. And AI gets it to go on the assist by Towns.
Boy, his output has been impressive today, and it doesn't look like he's done cooking just yet.
Sexton the pass to Thompson. Here's Osman, defended by Covington. Thompson left side. Here's Osman. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Covington wide open. He fires. And he's good on the 3-ball.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
Inside, they could use a bucket. It's deflected. Stolen by Thompson. Here's Sexton, and he banks in the layup. Sexton's got 14 points for the game.
That's not a bad plan of action right there, guys. Attack the defense in the paint.
Pulls up, high post. Nice jump shot, good. 34 points for AI.
Well, he's kept them in balance tonight. This guy's shooting has put them in front.
Thompson finds Smith. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Here's Osman. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. And it's AI missing.
I'm not sure what he's thinking. You know, hopefully he won't attempt the shot next time because the D leaves him wide open from there. Listen, there's a reason they're giving him space.
The shot by Sexton, no good. Timberwolves have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Cleveland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Smith kicks to Thompson. Back to Smith. Here's Sexton. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just 1 in the first.
And, of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, and he scored 40 that night. I mean, almost led him to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
AI passes to Towns. Yep, that one goes in there. He's got 8.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Sexton kicks to Love. Here's Osman, defended by Covington. Sexton with it. He's got 14, and there it is for him. Love's got 12.
And there's the patience you want to see from Sexton. Eyes up and finds the open man.
Here's AI. He dishes it to Gibson. The kick out to Rose. Towns up top. To the left wing. AI passes to Covington. Banked in off the glass. Covington's got 5 points now this quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Passes it to Sexton. And it's off from three-point range. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Count it.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Cavaliers shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Dishes it to Love. Pass to Sexton. Back to Love. Buries the long-range jumper.
This is why Kevin Love is an all-star caliber player. The offensive arsenal is incredible.
AI in the post. Now here is Smith. No points in the game yet for him. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That is his first foul of the game. Zizic has checked in for the Cavaliers. Nance comes in for Kevin Love. Minnesota also making some changes. Saric has checked in for Gibson. Wiggins comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Teague in for Derrick Rose. Sexton kicks to Smith. Here's Osman, covered by Wiggins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Smith. No good there. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. AI outside, poked away. To the middle. Minnesota again turning it over.
Well, that's an example of 2 teammates on a different page. They're both looking at each other like, hey, what was going on there?
And you look at Jeff Teague, now with a decade in the league out of Wake Forest. Greg, what does he bring to the table aside from the fact that he's been in the playoffs every single year of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive slasher and really has grown as a playmaker. Not a star, but a quality starting point guard.
Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. It's very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. And Love's passing alone is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
So on the floor for Minnesota, they've got Saric. AI is out there with Jones. Then there's Towns, and it's Dang in at the 3 slot. The Cavaliers pull it in.
Boy, with that much space around him, maybe he's better off attacking the basket than settling for the jumper.
And then slams it in.
Well, Kevin Love just has a great feel for the game. He has a strong understanding of their offense, and he's a very willing passer. That's why you see what you see there.
Here's AI. From outside, off the mark. Cavaliers shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. The drive by Nance. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Boy, Larry Nance Jr. showed last season he can be a productive starter. He has always been efficient and complements a lot of different players.
For the Cavaliers, Stauskas is checked in for Ante Zizic. Brandon Knight comes in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for John Henson. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Well, for Larry Nance Jr., so much of what he brings Doris to a lineup is energy.
Right, Kev. He's an igniter, right? That hustle and coming up with timely plays is what he is known for.
And so Knight will bring it up for Cleveland. Floats one. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Yeah, guys, this is why Knight developed that little floater for the times he doesn't want to challenge guys at the rim.
And another assist for him.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been 1 step ahead of the defense all game long. And stolen by AI. Here's Saric. And again, it's Minnesota.
And how about the excellent court vision? Just keeping the defense off balance.
I'll tell you, Greg, his passing has been absolutely outstanding. He is threading the needle right now.
Here's Stauskas. He's covered by Dang. Stauskas kicks to Dellavedova. Another 3 for Cleveland.
I'll tell you, they're willing to give him that shot, and he takes advantage of it.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for 1 more.
Yeah, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Zizic has checked in for the Cavaliers. Nick Stauskas, a player who had been wasting away on the 76ers bench doors before being traded last season.
Yeah, and that trade, Kevin, gave Stauskas another chance to prove himself. This guy has always been a decent three-point threat, but didn't offer much else. In the right situation, though, you thought he could be a bigger contributor. Let's see what happens.
Shot clock at 6. Tied for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got his 16th rebound on the night. AI dishes to Saric. Dang passes to AI. Now Jones. 3-pointer on the way. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Still attacking, building on this lead, coming down the stretch.
I'll tell you, he's relentless right now. He's going straight at the defense and knocking down a lot of shots in this quarter.
Drills the 3-pointer.
That was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
Well, both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
AI kicks to Towns. Back to AI. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Cleveland's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Minnesota.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for AI.
You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
AI throws it down hard.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
That free throw, good from Dellavedova.
Well, the Cleveland Cavaliers went to their 4th straight finals last season. To me, nothing short of remarkable. They had to fight their way through an improving Eastern Conference. And the reality is, the Warriors have more talent than everybody else, and that's why they win the NBA Finals.
AI in the post. He's guarded by Knight. Cuts off the pass. Now Cleveland moving it up. And there's the feed to Love. And that one drops for him.
And instead of just trying to draw the foul, Love maintains his focus despite some stiff defense. Great hands, great body control, allowing him to get it done.
AI outside. Fires top of the key. Can't get it to fall. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just
AI, good timing. Shaq and Kenny have a few questions for you back in the studio.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right through here.
See you guys.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And we welcome you back. I'm Ernie Johnson. We got Shaq here. We got Kenny here. With this one in the books, we've got a special post-game guest joining us.
Hey, Shaq here. As a team, you controlled the pace tonight, seized the advantage, never really let them back in it. What was your collective mindset while trying to protect that lead?
Well, we wanted to make sure we kept the work rate really high, you know. We didn't allow ourselves to feel comfortable. Closing out games in the NBA, man, it's never easy. As soon as you take your foot off the pedal, that lead disappears. So credit to our guys for staying focused and not letting that happen.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For the Jet, for the Diesel, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew. The entire 2K Sports crew. That's everyone. Ernie Johnson. Have a wonderful evening.
Here you go.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Not a lot to complain about for this Spurs team right now. They've won 8 of their last 10, looking really strong. They've got to be pleased. And tonight, we'll get a look at former #1 overall pick Andrew Wiggins. Great size and athleticism. Kenny, in your mind, will he ever be a superstar?
Oh, well, it's a chance. We know he could score. His defensive intensity hasn't always been up there, and I think if he improves his ball handling skills, that will take him over the top.
You know, he's got to do more than one thing to be a superstar in this league. I think he has the tools to be great, but does he have the will?
Ooh, very interesting question. Very deep, Shaq.
Very deep.
Yeah. Anyway, now with the tip-off coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, everyone, to the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the home of the Timberwolves, where we're broadcasting from live today. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Gracing our presence tonight, one of the all-time NBA great players, Kevin Garnett. Boy, is it good to have you here, KG.
Man, great to see you, though, man. How you been, man?
I don't know. Feels like we've done about 10 games together already.
It does feel like that. It's always great to see you, though,
Good seeing you, too. You look terrific.
Man.
The Timberwolves hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. These guys are hot, no doubt about it, continuing to put up win after win.
And I think for Minnesota, and you think we underestimated these guys. I mean, no one was suspecting they were going to be a team to be reckoned with, and all of a sudden now, they're looking like contenders.
I think the reason is they're working together. The game plan maximizes what they can do, given the talent they have.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Gay and Aldridge are up front. Murray out there with Young. And it's DeRozan in at the 3. First quarter of play, 1 minute played, and the layup's good off the glass. And Kevin, you think about all the individual accolades you won, the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year award. Where does the title NBA champion rank on your personal list?
Being an NBA champion is everything. If I didn't win any of that individual stuff, I would be totally fine with just being an NBA champion.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Now, AI. Following Rudy Gay's three-point attempt. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his first foul. Last game for the Spurs. They picked up the W against the Bulls in Chicago. Here's Young. Minnesota with the rebound. AI passes to Gibson, and the shot goes down.
How about the determination of Gibson? No one is going to stop him when he skies up.
And Young kicks to Aldridge. Gay against Gibson. DeRozan in the corner. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And here we go with DeRozan.
You know Rudy likes showing off. He's definitely got hops, a sensational dunker.
And that was an Unleash Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. AI outside. And there's the pass to Gibson. And again, it's Minnesota.
You can see the confidence from mid-range. That's a valuable part of Gibson's game.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Here's Aldridge. And he makes that one.
This is what it means to be a catalyst. His offense helps set the tone for a lot of what they do.
AI outside. He feeds it to Towns. Kevin, you did the unusual. Your senior year in high school, you transferred not just to another city, but to another state where you were named the High School Player of the Year across the country. Tell us a bit about the importance of that personally and playing-wise to you.
Well, you know, going to a new place, I wanted to establish myself in a big city like Chicago, coming from a small place like South Carolina. It was a shock at first. And what I mean by shock, I just never estimated that many good players being in one central area. Chicago has tons of talent that's unheard of. And all I wanted to do is just have a presence there. And it was a bit of a task, but, you know, slowly but surely I gave myself short goals. You know, to be number one is always a goal of mine, but more importantly, to be established, for everybody to know that, you know, this is Kevin Garnett. This is who he is. This is what he's about. And, you know, I used to wear that on my shoulder. I've always took a lot of pride in myself and how I prepare. And I wanted everybody to know in the city of Chicago that I was there.
5 to shoot. Covington dishes to AI. And it's Gay with the rebound. San Antonio leading by 5. Pass to Young. And it's slammed in by Young.
Just really knows when to throw it down. Young has a good sense for when to just rise up.
AI right side. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And the new power rankings, still only the first month of the season. Here's a chance to compare early returns. You look at the Spurs. They've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
And when I look at the Timberwolves, they just kind of burst out of the gate here with some fire, feeling disrespected by pundits who overlook them as a top team.
Rose, good.
Derrick Rose, when he's in the outside shot, creates even more space for him to operate.
DeRozan finds Young. Back to DeRozan. Young outside. Over AI. Young's shot is off. Timberwolves trail by 4. Pass to Towns. And Kevin, you think about some of your toughest matchups. What about Shaquille O'Neal? What was it like defending Big Shaq?
You know what, man? Shaq, later on in our years, I had to guard him later, man. I told y'all, man. I guarded Shaq one time in the Cleveland series. And it was like holding up the side of a house. Seriously. Listen, I want y'all to go home and do this. I know I usually use food, right?
Yeah, right.
We're going to use materials in houses today, okay? I want you to go home, tell your wife, your girlfriend to ignore you. Cut out the side of your house. Go get your homeboy and have him help you. After he cuts the side of it, I want you to hold up the side of the house with your forearm for the whole 24 hours. Matter of fact, let's just do 2 hours.
Okay, all right, 2
hours. I don't want to break your arm.
Okay, yeah.
After 2 hours, you're going to push the house back, reseal it with some glue or whatever, right? Not my problem. That's how your arm feels, guarding the shot.
Really?
I couldn't even wave at people right-handed for a whole day.
You had to wave left-handed?
I had to wave left-handed. And people know me. I'm all right-handed. I'm all, nothing left-handed. I throw my hand in the air.
That is a big drink of water.
Listen,
isn't
man,
it?
listen. I have so much respect for all the centers that have guarded Shaq. Seriously. Rest in peace to all the centers Shaq
Exhausting.
Shaq is like the side of your house. For all y'all wondering what it's like, and all y'all want some of the diesel, what it's like to guard the diesel, go out and try to hold up your house. The diesel. Shout to the diesel.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Sharch has checked in for Gibson, and Andrew Wiggins has subbed in for Rose. Here's DeRozan, and that time also a missed shot.
Well, if you're the coach, you're frustrated right now. That's exactly the look you're trying to get on offense.
DeMar DeRozan on the wing. San Antonio again missing.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of
AI with it. Young's there. Towns the pass to Wiggins. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Yeah, the awareness of Young, just demonstrating that he's capable of spotting the open man.
And the Timberwolves call time here. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh. What's it feel like when you hear you're one of the most dominant players of this generation in a generation of great players?
That's weird. That's weird to hear because, you don't do anything by yourself.
Think of the names. Think of the names.
You know what? When you talk about stats and you talk about, numbers, then you put them up against, previous and your peers, then yeah. But, you got to always give homage to coaching styles. You got to always give homage to organizations, other players. Players make this league. This is not something you do by yourself. You come in here, you put your work in, but, the camaraderie and the energy that you're able to get, the friendships, the bonds you're able to get in this, Now you have to give it to your teammates and your brothers that have helped you on the way.
You've always deferred. You've always said, yeah, thank you, but listen, look at this guy. Look at this coach.
It is, man. Seriously, man. I won MVP in 04, and it was more about the guys that I was playing with and our connection more than the award. I was kind of the symbol and the example of that team put together, and I hope that I was able to always be, the example of. I hope that I was able to always, have those guys to be proud of, what we all accomplished that year, because one person just don't come into that and do that. That's a team.
On the floor for San Antonio, Gay and Aldridge are up front. Young is out there with Murray, and it's DeRozan in at small forward. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs got through some tension in their relationship early on. Now, Greg Popovich said it became apparent that it really was me. He'd been in the league for 9 years. We're not going to turn him into some other player. That was just silly. So we took care of it, and he's been fantastic. Guys?
That's why Pop is the best in the business, DA. He's always going to figure it out. Thanks. Minnesota making a switch here. Covington's checked in. Back to AI. Here's Gibson. An easy 2 points on the layup. Gibson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Got it in close, and Gibson showing the concentration there to finish over the defense.
Here's Young. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Looking at Minnesota, they took the win in their last game against Cleveland.
Yeah, tough place to play on the road, and you just saw how comfortable they were shooting the basketball.
Well, we have to give credit to the coaching staff. Terrific offensive strategy. Got them some great looks.
Here's AI. He has 6. Fires from 14. Rejected by Young.
Solid instincts defensively. Young showing a real desire to compete on that side of the ball.
Clock is at 3. And AI gets it to go. AI's got 8. And the type of leader you are, Kevin, the idea of coaching must have crossed your mind at some time. Am I right or no?
Oh, no. Listen, I like to think...
Too much?
You know what? You have to have a certain patience with coaching. I like to think of myself as a teacher. I like to think of myself as being able to articulate certain things about the game, have a high IQ, being able to translate that from, how I'm thinking to showing you. Those are the things that enthusiastic about, some stuff I want to show. I don't have any enthusiasm about being out here, X's and O's, drawing up a play. That, man, being a coach is a huge responsibility.
And if they couldn't match your intensity, I'm sure that would frustrate you as a coach, right?
You have to understand that I'm not matching my intensity, but getting a goal done. How you go about something is your way. As long as we're here to reach the same goal.
Yes.
I can't tell you how hard to do something, but I will hope that you would do it hard enough to where it was preventative or however hard it took to reach the goal. And, I've always said that if I'm able to teach someone and get them to work with me, I would hope that they would put some velocity in it in the hopes in which I win at it. That's the only way you got to go at it.
Well said. Aldridge kicks to Gay. Can they get it? It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's AI. And stolen by Aldridge. Unloads. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Gay. AI passes to Towns. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from DeRozan.
Nice release from DeMar DeRozan. He can make that shot if he gets a good look.
Rose dishes to AI. Down low, Towns House contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. Kevin, can you be great playing NBA basketball and not love to play the game of basketball?
I think it helps, man. You know, to love something is to do it with that love, to do it with that passion, to do it with that effort. You know, I can remember when my grandmother would be in there cooking with my aunt, and they would be in there singing, and they'd be dancing, they'd be tasting, and they'd be
Good
mixing.
memories.
Great memories, and you know, and you would come in there, and it was just a good time, and that energy and that spirit, if you will, or that vibration or whatever was in her cooking, and when you taste their food, it was magical. So how wonderful. I like to think that when you play, or when you practice, or whatever you're doing with that love and that passion, with that appetite, with that whatever's in your mind, or whatever that picture is that you're chasing, you're doing it with that passion, that I'm loving what I'm doing. And when you do it with that passion, the show is radiant. People see it for what it is, straight up.
And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Towns has got 8 here in the quarter.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either. And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
DI passes to Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
And when Gibson gets on a roll, look out. So good at taking high-quality shots when he has room.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Minnesota. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Spurs, just a few spots below there.
And, you know, for the Spurs, this season has been, it's been solid. But they just need to maintain their place in the standings and get 100% prepared here for the postseason.
I don't think they played their best basketball, so if things do come together for them before the end of the regular season, look out.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. We've got a chance now to check up on Jakob Poeltl's status. David.
Unfortunately, it does not look good at all. That's the end of his night, and he could be out for a while. Not the news he wanted to hear, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
I mean, a devastating blow, to say the least.
And KG, as many points as you scored in your career, how much pride did you take in your defensive play?
You know, I like to think that it's respected. You know, I didn't play. I like to think that when I got to Boston, I made more of an added effort to play defense. You know, in Minnesota, I had such a responsibility on the offensive side that you don't ever save yourself. You don't save yourself in anything, but I would have to find ways of when I come out the game, you know, immediate ice stuff. You know, stuff that I could use to try to get any type of rest. I know Flip was going to use me in 2 or 3 minute segments, so I would probably have 3 to 4 minutes of rest and then have to get right back out. But when I got to Boston, obviously, we had a deeper team, a better team, and Doc Rivers did a great job, I felt like, of listening to me. I was listening to my body, but more importantly, we have offensive scores. I wanted to be more of the head of our defense. I wanted to be the one to be talking. Rondo and I had an immediate chemistry with that. It was something that it was natural between the two of us, and I think everybody else followed. Tibbs threw some schemes on top of some of the stuff that we was able to bring. Doc was open to some of the different ideas, scheme-wise, and the rest is history. Next thing you know, Cleveland is running out stuff. LeBron goes to Miami now. Miami's running out stuff. Right, next thing you know, Miami beats us with our stuff. It's evolution. It's evolution. It's evolution, man. If I sit here and go through it and you sit back and go and watch it, you're like, holy snap, wow, it's the same look. They're bringing the guy over and post up. Yeah, so shout out to everybody. And that's in the bringing that defense. And shout out to Tibbs.
Yeah, a bit surprising to see them leading at this point, given the number of turnovers they've already committed.
Gorgie Dang's checked in for the Timberwolves. Dang comes in for Robert Covington. Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Young. They get it back. It's deflected. Here we go. Fast break, and AI's got it. Jang dishes to AI. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And up to this point on the season, he's set a pace of right around 73% when he gets to the line.
Rudy Gay's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge.
He's in attack mode, drawing contact now, getting to the line, something he didn't do at all in the first quarter.
And White kicks to Mills. A three-pointer is right on target. Mills has got 5.
All day, Mills will do this for you. Lightning quick on the catch and release.
AI in the post. White covering. And good that time. 6 points for Dario Saric.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Dang against Bellinelli. To the inside. White. Up and in. It's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
KG, I want to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
Do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's KG. That's the great Kevin Garnett. And, Steve, one of the things that really stands out about Kevin Garnett, at least to me, is the emotion, the enjoyment, the passion, all of it he brings to the discussion every time we're with him. Just a fun guy to have around.
Boy, he is. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's high energy when he plays, but he's one of those guys off the floor. He brings that same type of passion and energy. He's KG. His motor is always on.
Here's AI.
Kevin, what kind of confidence do you have to even try something like that?
It takes a lot of guts. You're right. He's got him, though. He has got him.
To pull something like that off is just insane. He really showed off his athleticism there.
Gay against Jang, and the rejection by Jang. And he's able to get it back. But they get it back. The Spurs have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Both free throws good from Bellinelli.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had...
And so it's Minnesota enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Well, you have impacted the game so far in a lot of different ways. Already with a double-double. How do you keep that going in the second half?
What's up? All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We've seen AI really making a difference here.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
He's been one of, if not the hardest worker over the first 2 quarters. His tenacity has been the difference.
Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Derrick Rose is out there with AI. And it's Covington in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Oh, going vertical and getting nasty on that one.
That slam, Greg, was one to behold. We'll remember that, baby.
He leaped off the ground and threw that down with some real ferocity. Wow!
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Bergens. Coaches are always talking, Steve, about finishing games strong. What does it take to be a great closer, a great finisher?
I think guys look at guys that can score the basketball and make plays under duress, under adversity. But I think also on the defensive end, where you have players and teams, and it's beautiful to watch on the defensive end when they don't miss assignments. Everybody is locked in, and obviously teams score the basketball, but you look and say, they made them score over the top versus giving up an easy layup.
Here's Young, and it's San Antonio with another.
And you can rely on Young from the mid-range. This guy knows how to flat-out score the basketball.
Here's AI, and he drops it in from the low post. AI's got 6 in the quarter.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
Young outside, Gay left side, and they pick up 2. Gay's got 14 points for the game.
Nice play. Gay with the quickness to get in close and the size to close the deal.
Inside, and it's sent back by Aldridge. Rose against Murray. Pass to Gay. Young for 3, and Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down.
Even though that one didn't go down, I like the offensive game plan here. 3 for 4 coming out of the break.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and of course, it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you. Now, here is Young. T right on him. And stolen by AI. To the middle. Here's Rose. Right through the D for the layup. He's got 5.
It doesn't matter if the defense is hanging all over Derrick Rose. He is still draining shots in their grill.
Murray outside. Young outside. Back to Aldridge. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. AI can't hit.
How does he miss that layup? He's too good to be doing that.
To the inside. And it's slammed in by Young.
I like the extra pass. We know Rudy's a shooter first, but he also understands what this offense requires.
Dropping dimes all night. He's been complete. completely locked in.
Unselfish basketball, that'll make you very popular amongst your teammates.
San Antonio calls timeout. And Rudy Gay, Greg, has always been a fantastic scorer since he came into the NBA.
And Gay doesn't do as much scoring as he once did, but he has become more efficient. Doesn't have plays ran for him, gets looks through his instinct. And as he's gotten older, Gay has become even more crafty with how he scores.
Second half here. We're just over 3 minutes into it. And Young kicks to Aldridge. Gay against Gibson. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And the Spurs with possession. DeRozan finds Young. DeRozan against Covington. Young got a piece of it, and they're able to recover. Aldridge can't get it to go.
His lack of consistency with his shot tonight has held him back.
And stolen by Gay. Here's Young. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Young's got 8 points in the quarter.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Here's AI. This is to Gibson. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
He's been locked in all night, and he's taking good shots.
And it's DeRozan with the ball for the Spurs. Down by 15. Shoots from the elbow. Rebound, Minnesota. Gibson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
His teammates recognize that he has the hot hand going. That's why they get him the ball every chance they get.
Here's Young. 15 points in the game. Over AI. Young's shot is off. Timberwolves leading by 17. AI kicks to Rose. And again, another assist. And that's his 20th assist. Wow.
Just doing a great job at orchestrating the offense.
For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Rose against Murray. To the paint. Here's Aldridge. They need this, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Great work inside. Give Young an edge there, and he'll make you foul him on the way up.
At the line for 2.
2.
That's good from Young.
And for the Spurs, they're still finding ways to improve the roster, but you can never really replace a Tim Duncan.
Teague is checked in for Minnesota. And so Young nails them both. And speaking of Duncan, Steve, there were just so many ways in which he affected winning.
Yeah, the scoring efficiency from Tim Duncan, the interior defense, the defensive rebounding, plus his physical and mental toughness.
Teague feeling it out a bit. Takes the 13-footer. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
Has his man, just misses with the pass. Not sure what happened on that play.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Sharch comes in for Taj Gibson. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Derrick Rose. The Spurs also changing it up. Davis Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's wide in for Murray. Young against Teague. DeRozan in the corner. Drills it from outside. DeRozan's got 11 points.
Well, let's face it, DeMar DeRozan's made himself into a competent three-point shooter, and the defense now has to respect that as well.
Teague kicks to Wiggins. There's the pass to Covington. Out to the wing. Sharch inside. DeRozan defending. The shot by Sharch, no good.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
Pass to Wiggins. Back to Covington. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Here's Teague. And he lays it straight in. Teague's got his second basket of the game.
Well, Jeff Teague is one of the tougher players in the league despite his size, and he did a good job finishing through the contact.
Here's Bertans for three. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Gorgie Dangs checked in. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. On the court for San Antonio. We've got LaMarcus Aldridge. Young is out there with Murray. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Bertans in at the power forward position.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Sometimes you want to send a message, and a message was sent. What a dunk.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. It's tipped. Covington with the steal. Here's Towns in, and his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor and looking for more.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy, double-digit lead, and still putting it on him.
And Young kicks to DeRozan. Fade away. Hits the front of the rim and out. And it's Rose with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Shots good by Gibson.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on its heels.
Spurs trail by 12. Knocked away to the middle. Here's DeRozan. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. DeRozan's got 11 points here in just the second half. For Minnesota, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. AI outside. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, easy call.
And the first one at the line is good. Smitty, you had an unbelievable career. Was there any chance or opportunity that you did not take that you wish you had?
You know, Kevin, is 3 of them. One, I had a chance to be traded to the New York Knicks. I always wondered what it would be like to play in New York. They call that the Mecca. I didn't take that chance. I think second was to get a chance to play overseas at the end of my career. I think those are the 2 things that I wish I had a chance to go back. I would make the different choices.
And when you look at DeRozan and how he's, transformed himself the last few years, he has become one of the more efficient scorers at a loaded shooting guard position. And some could argue he is one of the best guards in the entire league at this point of his career.
Here's Young, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Marcus Young at the line for 2.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good.
And with Young, you know what you're getting. A guy who looks to fill it up from deep as much as he can.
And so he makes both from the line.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Here's AI. The offensive rebound. Towns with the bucket. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Covington against DeRozan. Inside, Young. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. Young's got 21.
I love how he's been more patient in this second half, shooting only the shots he feels he can make.
And the Timberwolves call time.
You look at the way DeRozan has improved since entering the league. Vastly different player. Came in mostly as a driver and a dunker. Has become a complete shooting guard, and he's a fantastic leader on the offensive end as well.
Minnesota leading by 8. And a wide open look for AI. No good on the 3. Steve, with DeRozan, you can see the changes and improvements in his game year to year.
Yes, his passing is the most recent skill that he worked on. His rebounding and defense also have seen significant improvement over his career. He's one of the top shooting guards in this league.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
And Young kicks to Bertans. Here's Aldridge. Towns with the defensive effort.
I like the aggressive move on the layup attempt, but the defender, he just stayed right with him.
The Timberwolves working the ball around now. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
And already a leader at such a young age, Towns' teammates look to him to anchor them on both ends, and he has not disappointed. And Karl Anthony Towns, one of the most prolific three-point shooters in the league, at least top 3 amongst all 7-footers, and his three-point percentage elite as well, over 40%.
The Spurs making a switch here. Gay's checked in. And he can't hit the second. And Towns said he'd emulate Kevin Durant as a kid playing on the perimeter at Kentucky. Cal made him play inside, work in the post, and use his size.
So going back to his roots with his three-point shooting, the association experiencing a three-point renaissance, and he really does fit the mold.
AI passes to Towns. The dish to Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Gibson with those long arms, always on. The prowl to slam it home.
Spurs trail by 12. Covington with the steal. AI passes to Towns. Count it good.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Cunningham is struck in for the Spurs. You often hear great players say, I want to be the leader of this team. But Smitty, is every great player actually cut out? Are they wide enough to be a leader and play that role?
No, not at all. You have some fantastic, phenomenal players talent-wise, but just not their role to be a leader. And then I think when you hear guys say they want to be a leader, 9 times out of 10, that's the guy that's not the leader. Because a leader usually just evolves. But when you start saying you want to be, you're probably not. You're going to lead by example. And then a lot of the guys, obviously, some of the best, they can take it to the vocal part. But you can't ask to be a leader. It just happens.
Needs to happen organically, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
AI passes to Towns. Sinks that one from the post. Towns has got 29 in the game.
I will say this about his shooting stroke. It's pure when he's got it going. Perfect so far this quarter.
Young with no one around. Offline with his 3.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. San Antonio making a switch here. Pondexter's checked in. Throws and dishes to Pondexter. And here's Young from the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. 26 points for him.
There it is. Just lined it up and knocked it down. His first 3 of the half, 2nd of the game.
Here's AI. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but the guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off. Well-timed play with a powerful ending. DeMar DeRozan, he went got that one.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's AI, and the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
And just carrying over from his last game, completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
Murray kicks to Gay. Fires from 14. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Gay's got 20.
Well, boy, I'll tell you, from mid-range, Rudy's shot mechanics look effortless.
AI outside. A floater. That shot, no good. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. On its way from Young for 2. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 6 rebounds in the game. And AI gets it to go on the assist by Rose. 31 points for AI. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. It's a 14-point game. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Here's AI. And AI throws it down.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide-open guy from the corner of his eye.
Spurs trail by 16. Young for 3. Good on the triple. Young's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Spurs.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second 3 of the half right there.
AI up top, defended by Young. And he gets it again. Shot good from AI. AI's got 18 points now here in the second half. San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. We've seen AI really making a difference here.
You know, this is the right move. Maybe a break in the action will cool him down.
When I touch down, yes. No, I came for the round, yes. Mommy looking mad, depressed. I'm young, black, handsome, and fab. But let's get some fabulous. You mad as what you say and what you doing, they adding up. Do a ring around the squad, but she see me on it, now she can't pass it up. No way, we own it. You looking in the eyes of the chosen. Hey, don't know where I'm going, but I'm going. Hey, feel cold, kick a ride, put your throwing, I'm a throwing touchdown. Boom, shaka laka. Oh, eyes on me, I see you watching. Oh, we do what we want to. Oh, this is all we come to.
Jordan player of the game.
Hey, guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Takes the 13-footer, misses off the right iron.
Boy, did they need that rebound. I mean, they have struggled on the boards overall, but still with a chance to win.
And it's blocked. Shot from 12. Rejected by Young. Here's the teardrop, and the layup is good. Young's got 33 points.
Yeah, easy to admire the confidence Young has. It's what allows him to score at will sometimes.
Gay with the block.
2 minutes remaining.
Murray right side. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Man, both teams scoring at a higher rate here down the stretch.
You know what? It's all about the offense. Decisive and prolific. Fun duel to watch.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Shooting 1. AI.
One shot, gentlemen.
A minute 50 left in the game. And stolen by AI. And Gibson now atop the key. And stolen by Murray. And oh, here we go. Young's got it, the fast break chance. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Clearly a foul.
At the line for the Spurs, DeJounte Murray. 2 shots.
Two shots. The last on the first.
He misses the free throw. So we can't get either to fall. Timberwolves leading by 11. Here's Covington, and another assist for him. Dishing it all over the place in this one.
He's tallying them up in bunches.
And the jam by Rudy Gay.
And this is what you pay him to do. Gay's a volume scorer who's having a big night.
Towns in the corner, back to AI. Rose passes to AI. To the inside. 6 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. 4-3, Covington. That shot off the mark. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Ahead. Berton's shot is good.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
That one goes in. And that's now 35 points for Marcus Young.
Veteran move by DeRozan. Anticipates, causes the turnover, then sends him off to the races.
Over in the corner, Rose. Shoots from the right block. And it's AI with the bucket inside. AI's got 40 points.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 9. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So the Timberwolves take the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
AI, there you are. I got an interview lined up for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right this way. You're on with Shaq and Kenny.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you.
Hey, this is Shaq. You guys pulled out a nice win. Congratulations. What were you focusing on late in the game to protect that lead?
Well, Shaq, I think we did a good job as a team of just trying to play our game. You know, we don't force anything. We don't hold the ball too long. We don't make silly turnovers. That stuff is critical in a close game. When we set our minds to playing smart basketball, we position ourselves to come out with wins, like the one we just got tonight.
I finally know what AI stands for. Animal instinct. Back to you, Ernie.
Here you go. Let me guess. Press conference?
You know it. You ready?
Hey, another big win for the team tonight. What do you think?
The team has just been on fire. And it's not just...
Hey there. Welcome back. What can I get for you today?
Let's see.
Great choice. That's a difference maker.
I think I figured it out. I'm going with this one.
Strong choice.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. Well, there were plenty of names to choose from, but it's AI who takes home Player of the Month honors. Hey, big fella, do you remember how many times you received that honor?
Count them up, Ernie. Any form of math.
3?
4 times 3 is 12. 6 plus 6 is 12.
Wow.
10 plus 2 is 12.
Wow.
1 dozen, Ernie.
Wow.
Only 4 players can say they got more.
Wow. But I'm not saying this to get on you, Shaq. But AI, he might pass you up. This guy's younger. He's hungry. And by the way, let's say, he has something to prove, and I think he knows you're watching.
I'm still trying to do the math on yours.
4 times 3.
12.
6 plus 6.
12.
10 plus 2.
11? No, that's 12 too.
Thank you.
Okay.
So 12 times.
1 dozen.
In your career?
Yes.
12 times you were player of the month.
Of course.
I would have thought it'd be more than that.
Well,
I was player of the week once.
Were you really?
I was once.
What week?
I don't remember the 1 week.
Hold on.
But that was player of the
Underdog,
week.
check that out for me.
1 week I was player of the month. I was never player of the month. I
Underdog,
was player
check
of the
that
week.
out for me.
I
It
was
doesn't
player
count
of
if
the
you're
week.
player of the week in August.
Yeah.
6 foot 9 inches, number 33, Robert Covington. Starting at the other forward position, at 6 foot 9 inches, number 67, Taj Gibson. At the shooting guard position, at the other...
The crowd is assembled here at the Target Center in Minneapolis, looking for the Timberwolves to have a victory here on their home floor. And we've got it for you live, right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And that was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim that they saw that coming.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
Yeah, that was big-time production from the bench, especially on the offensive end.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Kyrie Irving is out there with Marcus Smart. And it's Tatum in at the 3. Now here's Tatum. What a tremendous game he played against Cleveland. Pass to Morris. And this one promises to be a battle inside. C-Web, both of these teams very physical underneath on the glass, getting rebounds.
Oh, man, yeah. You got to be ready for this wrestling match in the paint because every missed shot, it'll be fought for. Hard-nosed bangers on both sides. Bring your hard hat.
Now here's Tatum. After the miss from AI, it's tipped. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Here's Irving. And the shot no good, a bit short.
The D a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost him.
Wasted no time on that one. Rose has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And Rose has shown himself capable of knocking down that 3 when he's got some daylight.
Outside Tatum, knocked away. Morris outside. Shot clock at 5. Here's Smart. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. It's Covington on the wing. And it's Gibson, that time on the assist from Covington.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Morris against Gibson. Morris passes to Irving. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one is on Towns.
Now, the learning curve for point guards in the NBA can be pretty steep. Irving was a quick study. It didn't take him long to become an elite player.
One of the premier scorers in the league, Irving still may be underrated by some as a playmaker.
Oh, Kyrie, come on. Tremendous court sense. Vision. I mean, he understands to win in this league, you have to be unselfish, but you know he can get it going at any time.
And so Irving nails both of them.
Well, for so long, so many were wondering what Kyrie was thinking when he left Cleveland. What is clear now, though, is that Irving doesn't think about it and has flourished on his own. It seems that he really did just need his own team to become the player he's become.
Pass to Horford. Morris with the ball. Now guarded by Gibson. Nice ball movement by Boston. That's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Smart against Rose. And too long on the shot. And for Irving, he has let more of his personality come out on and off the floor, Greg, now that he has his own team.
Yeah, it really does feel like we are watching a new chapter in Irving's development as a player. Still has the great shot and handles that make him so deadly with the ball. And just visually, while the leadership is also evolving, he just seems more in control of his game and even more lethal as a player.
Now, here's AI. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. And that one's good. AI's got his second basket of the night.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
Now, here's Tatum. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Here's AI, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Boston. The Timberwolves shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Unusual about the Celtics last year. I mean, their young players just kept getting better. I mean, there was no rookie wall. Just the opposite. I mean, even through the playoffs, they kept learning and kept improving.
He dishes it to Gibson. Up and in on the layup. Gibson's got 6. See, Webb, when you look at the player development, that's both the front office and the head coach working together.
Yeah, Ainge has drafted all the right players. He hired the right coach in Stevens, who has pushed all the right buttons. And, you know, the Stevens-Ainge combination, that's lethal.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum. Let's take a moment now to recognize a player who has been incredible lately, and it's earned him Western Conference Player of the Month.
Well, it's not often you see someone be this impactful on the defensive end, but that's what makes him special. I mean, he's been doing all the little things that don't necessarily show up in the box score, but you can bet his coach and teammates know that he's been carrying the team with his D.
And AI throws it down.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. Well, we're about halfway through the season now, Chris, and you can see the mental grind getting to some of these teams and some of these players.
Yeah, this is why leadership, and especially veteran leadership, is so important. You got to keep guys focused, motivated, and ready to play. Yeah, the season is long. It will wear you down. You have curveballs thrown at you every day. It is a mental grind, a mental toll. But how can you keep that focus through all of it? That's the big question, and usually you leave those veterans in the locker room.
Irving, and it's blocked, and he recovers it. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Minnesota with the ball. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
Here's that is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish.
No.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
Here's Morris after the made shot from AI. Irving for 3. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
It's time for him to start looking for other options. They can't let him keep shooting. His touch is gone.
Irving surveying the floor. To stop the drought, knocks down the 3 ball. Irving's got 5.
His three-point shot does not let him down. One of the many ways Irving affects the game.
Here's AI, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. Yeah, you see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense, where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Boston making a switch here. Rozier's checked in. Now here's Smart. He's coming off a 13-point game against Cleveland.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Clock at 4. Here's Morris. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. And so it's Towns with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. 15-point game. And that one's good. AI.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Brad Stevens and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He told me this is a fun night trying to slow down a team that's so smart and opportunistic. He said, look, we've scouted them, but this is the first time we've actually seen them this season. So it will be interesting to see if we can disrupt their offense and slow them down just a little bit. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, guys, how hard a job is it going to be to keep this team's shooting percentage down?
It's going to be very difficult. I mean, they move the ball well. They've got players who can go off if the defense isn't solid through and through.
It's also going to be about rebounding, hitting the defensive boards hard and limiting them to one shot, but you got to finish it off.
To the paint. And there's Rozier on the assist from Smart. Rozier's got his first 2 points.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
AI right side. Outside, Towns. Here's AI. Got it. Good job in the low post. AI's got 17.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Talk about a coach who gets the most out of his guys and what he has to work with. I mean, that's done under Brad Stevens. I mean, he's done it for years.
And Boston has possession, trailing by 19. Tatum's shot is off.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. AI is out there with Jones, and it's Wiggins in at the 3 side. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And talking about Stevens, many people were shocked when he received 0 votes from his peers for Coach of the Year.
Well, yeah, I think people just got used to his style. And it's not just the great scheme that he has. He does a fantastic, subtle job of motivating players and keeping everyone focused.
Here's Gibson. Morris with the block.
Just fantastic defense for Morris, getting right in the face of the shooter and coming up with the rejection.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Andrew Wiggins. Out to AI. Got a hand on it. Towns, the pass to AI. Kickball. Off his leg, and it's being called a kickball. And Minnesota has possession. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in. AI's got 19 points.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Irving kicks to Tatum. Back to Irving, and stolen by AI. Here's Towns, lays it up off the glass.
Terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Outside Irving. Passes to Smart. There's the triple. Rebound Minnesota. Towns has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, the way Horford positions himself as the shot goes up. I mean, his defensive instincts are just absolutely fantastic.
Smart on the wing. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The feed to Horford. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Chris, your team's battled Kobe Bryant many times. Name some of the players today who you think can compare mentally to the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans, guys you played.
Oh, wow. Well, Kobe says he's seen it in Kyrie Irving and the Greek Freak and a few others. I've seen it in Westbrook and how hard he plays and KD. And I don't think Steph Curry's just this little nice, helpless guy out there on the court that shoot turn around. He's one of those guys, too, that just wants to put that dagger into your heart with a deep three late in the game. So definitely Westbrook, KD, Curry, those guys come to mind for me.
Boston, no good that time either.
His stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to him.
And Rose continuing to hone that jump shot. That's where he can take his game to the next level.
Now here's Irving. Not a lot of room. It's deflected. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
And don't forget about the good hand-eye coordination. I mean, he almost corralled it in for the steal.